Martin down the line it goes. Here's Dani Olmo. Now Rafinha picks it up, advances towards the halfway line, and an attempted ball through hits a Girona player, and it ricochets all the way back to Juan Garcia, the Barcelona goalkeeper. Now it's with Frankie de Jong, square to his right hand side, and Fermin Lopez. First touch for Lamine Yamal down this near side, crowded out by white shirts, has to play it back inside his own half. Safety first from the 18-year-old. Now it's Kubasi inside the centre circle, forward to de Jong, and the Dutchman goes out towards the left-hand side. Immediately it's back inside the Barcelona half. Now de Jong again inside that centre circle for Barcelona. Olmo making a run ahead of him. He's worked his way out towards the left-hand side, and he feeds Rafinha. Rafinha over on the far side for Barcelona, midway inside the Girona half. Back in field to de Jong, who finds Dani Olmo. Now out towards the inside right position is Jules Koundé. And Jules Koundé cuts inside Bryan Gil, then pokes it back towards the halfway line. It's now with Kubasi get inside the centre circle for Barcelona, who are dominating the ball in these early stages here in this La Liga clash on a Monday night. Jules Koundé, right side of the centre circle, goes along down the centre, looking for Rafinha, who made the run, cleared by the hosts, and they're going to go long here, are they, down this near side. It's Bryan Gil, and it's out of play, actually. It's come off of the number 21 for Girona. It's a throw into Barcelona, midway inside the Girona half, down the Barcelona right. Jules Koundé finds Frankie de Jong, plays it back inside the centre circle, gets the ball back immediately, though, from Eric Garcia. Now Jules Koundé goes out towards his near touchline. First time ball by Lamine Yamal towards the edge of the penalty area with pace. It's cleared by Girona once more, but it's Barcelona who are picking up all the second balls at the moment. They can't get a foothold at the moment in this one, Girona. Barcelona completely dominant. Dani Olmo now, lovely ball out towards the left-hand touchline, and Martin will make the run down the left-hand side for Barca. He's level with the edge of the penalty area. Low ball into the box. Rafinha lets it run towards Lamine Yamal just inside the D. Cleared for Girona out towards the far side, but Frankie de Jong will pick it up and Barcelona will come again. Frankie de Jong once more. Now Lamine Yamal has popped up in a central position. Ball on his left foot goes down under a little challenge. A fair one, says the referee. Girona can bring the ball away, and they almost got inside the Barcelona half for the first time then, but Jules Koundé makes the challenge, and the ball goes all the way back to the Girona goalkeeper Paulo Gazzaniga, the Argentinian, 34 years of age now. A little bit of space central inside the Girona half, played out towards this near side, and finally they do come over the halfway line for the first time, and the ball is with Arno Martinez, the Girona captain, down this near side. Immediately sends the ball back towards the edge of his own penalty area. Comes back out towards this near side to Witsel. Witsel down the line, put out of play. And it'll be a throw in to Girona, just shy of the halfway line down their left-hand side. And the throw in is taken. And immediately it's Martinez going back towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. In fact, it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper in the end. Closed down quickly by Lamine Yamal, and he's rushed into a clearance. There is Gazzaniga, who's put the ball out of play down this near side. It'll be a throw in for Barca on the halfway line down the right hand side, quickly taken as well. Looking to get on with proceedings here. Here's Fermin Lopez. Out to Jules Koundé down this near side, immediately back in field again to the 22-year-old who plays it back inside his own half. And Pau Kubasi square out towards the far side, over the halfway line it goes. And immediately Gerard Martin plays it back inside his own half. Here's Pau Kubasi inside the centre circle for Barca. Loops one out towards that left-hand side. And the run is being made down towards the dead ball line. It's cut back towards Rafinha. Rafinha, low ball into the box. Might find Lamine Yamal. Left-footed shot curling towards the goalkeeper's right-hand side. Couple of yards wide of the right-hand post. Behind goal kick. Beautifully laid off by Rafinha. Left-footed back towards the edge of the penalty area. First-time shot by Lamine Yamal. You were waiting for the net to bulge there from the teenager. Just couldn't get it to curl inside that near post, that far post I should say, and it's behind, and it's a goal kick. First big chance of the evening for either side. Barcelona completely dominant at the moment. Long ball now by Martinez down the centre. That could be an interesting one. Picked up by Van Gaal, left-hand side of the penalty area. Gets the cross in, low left-footed, straight into the arms of João Garcia. They certainly know how to score goals, Barcelona, but they leak them as well, don't they? They are one of the most entertaining sides, if not the most entertaining side in European football at the moment. It really is a case of you score 3 and we'll score 4 with Hansi Flick's men. And Barca getting into difficulties on the edge of their own penalty area there, but Jules Koundé tidies up and clears down the line. Lamine Yamal, lovely ball in field by him first time to Frankie de Jong. Looks towards the left-hand side and plays it out there towards Martin. On it goes to Dani Olmo. Now Rafinha goes long towards the edge of the penalty area, searching out Torres, but it goes all the way through to the goalkeeper. Bowls one out quickly. This is Witsel. Goes that towards this near side. And Daley Blind goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Scoops it clear right-footed down the centre. Little flick on by Frankie de Jong, which went the wrong way actually, but he gets fortuitous because it comes to Jules Koundé, who loops one back into the Girona half. It's not a particularly good one from him. Tries to make up for his error down this near side, and in the end he needed help from Dani Olmo to tidy things up, and in the end the ball was ricocheted off of Arnaud Martinez, and it's out of place. A Barcelona throw level with the edge of their own penalty area down their right hand side. Jules Koundé to take it, and the ex-Sevilla man just encouraging teammates to come closer for that one. It's Dani Olmo in the end who does, and then as he tries to break clear, he's brought down by Ivan Martin, and it will be a free kick to Barcelona midway inside their own half to right of centre. Dani Olmo himself will take it, gets the ball back now following the free kick, and then goes back to Kubasi. Kubasi advancing towards the halfway line, finds Frankie de Jong square to his right, and Dani Olmo again looking to set Lamine Yamal free. That's the third time already Lamine Yamal's fallen over. You want to check his studs. He's back on his feet now. Barca have won the ball back and advancing towards the edge of the penalty area. Slipped through now towards Torres. Held up. Might get a second opportunity. And in the end, the ball ricochets back to the goalkeeper who clears first time. Jules Koundé heads it on towards Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong now 35 yards from goal. Leaves it for Lamine Yamal. Ball on his left foot. And decides to go back to Kubasi. Back to Lamine Yamal again in the inside right position. Low ball left-footed out towards the near side. Jules Koundé almost level the edge of the penalty area. Goes back in field again to Lamine Yamal, who then sprays one out towards the far side. Martin thought about the first time cross, thought better of it, and decides to go in field. Barca camped inside the Girona half here. It's Frankie de Jong now central, 35 yards out. Goes out towards the near side. Lamine Yamal's back out on the wing. Cuts the field onto his left foot. There's the cross towards the far post. Headed clear towards the edge of the penalty area. And Ivan Martin just plays it long for Girona, but there's nobody there in a white and red shirt. And Barcelona tidy up through Kubasi, goes back to the goalkeeper. First time ball out towards the far side is a good one to Martin. Down the line to Rafinha, whose first touch is poor and allows Girona to win the ball back. Now, can they break here? The hosts. Clip forward towards the edge of the penalty area. It was looking for Thomas Lemar. It's cleared for Barca, and Frankie de Jong picks it up now and advances over the halfway line. Then on it goes to Lamine Yamal. First touch not great. And Lamar has it for Girona, just to the left of the centre circle. He's still only 30, Thomas Lemar. It feels like he's been around forever. The ex-Atletico Madrid man, among other teams. 30 years of age now, the Frenchman. As Brian Gill goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, just to the left of the penalty area. On to Daley Blind. Daley Blind goes for the 1-2 back towards the edge of his penalty area and then releases it down towards this near side, and Gill brings it over the halfway line. It's one to chase for Van Aert square across the 18-yard line, and sliding back there was Eric Garcia to get it back to the goalkeeper. First time clearance from him. That's Rafinha, the Brazilian, midway inside his own half. Touches it back towards the edge of his own penalty area and then gets the ball back. Koundé in space down this near side, and he's found the Frenchman, who goes back to Kubasi. Kubasi finds Frankie de Jong again, just to the left of the centre circle. Just cuts in field. He's got Dani Olmo ahead of him. Martin towards his left. He's inside the centre circle now. Looks towards his right side and finds Jules Koundé. He's got Lamine Yamal ahead of him. He scoops it down the centre though towards Torres. Header clear though. It'll fall for Barca again down this near side though. And a cushioned header by Fermin Lopez back towards the halfway line, and it's once more with Pau Kubasi. On it goes to Frankie de Jong again. Tries to find Rafinha, who's popped up in a central position, but Barca have lost it, and they might have a break on here. Played long down this left-hand side, and Bryan Gil is chasing left-hand side of the penalty area. Down towards the byline he goes. Low ball left-footed in, and it comes off Rafinha of all people, and it just ricochets back to the goalkeeper. Rafinha, he's not afraid to come back and do the dirty work. Chases back constantly to help his defence, and at times to receive the ball as well on the edge of his own penalty area, as he did previously there. And Barca have it once more. They're absolutely dominating possession here. We've played nearly 12 minutes, 72% possession in favour of Barcelona. Just that one opportunity, that one-sided goal, that shot from Lamine Yamal from just outside the D, which curled just wide of the goalkeeper's right-hand post. Here's Frankie de Jong. Goes back to Kubasi again. We've got Jules Koundé to his right. That's who he finds. Holds it up and then goes back to Kubasi again. Kubasi is closed down quickly by Thomas Lemar. Goes out quickly to Eric Garcia over on the far side. Back to Kubasi again. Forward to Frankie de Jong. Turns. Brings it forward towards the halfway line. On it goes towards Fermin Lopez. It's not going to find him though. And Girona have won it back. It's gone out of play, in fact, and the last touch, I think, came off of Frankie de Jong. Indeed it did, so it'll be a Girona throw just shy of the halfway line down the left-hand side. It'll be taken by Arno Martinez. Martinez just looking for some options here. Lemar comes close, decides to throw it long down the line, though, in the end. And Van Aert has made the run, and Van Aert has picked it up as well. Nice ball from him. Cut out, though, by Dani Olmo. On the stretch, Ivan Martin couldn't quite get that, and Barca go long out towards his near side, and the header goes out of play before Lamine Yamal can get on the end of it. Good defensive work by Arnold Martinez. It's a throw into Barca, midway inside their own half, down their right-hand side. 13 minutes played. Girona 0, Barcelona 0. And it could well go down to the wire, this La Liga title race. It really good. The big date, the one that you need to know about, the one for the diaries, the calendars, looking like the 10th of May, time to be confirmed, which will be the Classico that could decide this title race. There'll only be 3 games left in the season after that one. It's going to go a big way, isn't it, to deciding it, as Girona go long down the left-hand side. I'm not sure if the offside flag was up, but we continue at the moment. It's played square across the 18-yard line. It's not a great ball by Bryan Gil. He had 3 to aim for, and it's put out of play. Barcelona playing that high line again, and it was just a ball over the top down the left-hand side. I'm not sure if Gil was onside. Just looking at a replay of it now. No, he wasn't. He was well offside. It was the ball played through by Martinez, but Gil was offside. He raced down towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. He had 3 white shirts to pick out inside that penalty area. He couldn't find any of them. Barcelona clear, but the offside flag eventually went up. So 10th of May for Barcelona v Real Madrid. Following that, Barca will have 3 games left against Alaves, Real Betis, and then they end last day of the season away at Valencia. Cleared long down the right-hand side by Hugo Rincon. He's currently on loan from Athletic Bilbao. Barca winning it back again over on the far side. Here's Garcia. Square to his left-hand side, and Pau Kubasi. Now Jules Koundé. Koundé is closed down by Bryan Gil. Goes back in field to Kubasi again. He's inside the centre circle now for Barcelona. Pau Torres. And Ferran Torres then comes deep. Long ball in towards the penalty area, and there was a stretch leg there from the Brazilian. Rafinha couldn't get onto it, and it goes all the way through to the goalkeeper. And Girona clear out towards the far side. Here's Rincon. Rincon goes back to the goalkeeper. He's going to kick long first time, right-footed. Out towards that far side. Nobody there in a white shirt, and a comfortable headed clearance from Eric Garcia. But it falls kindly for Girona out towards this near side. And Bryan Gil's certainly seen plenty of the ball down this near side for Girona as he brings it over the halfway line. He's got Martinez over there if he needs him. Jules Koundé in between the two of them. He's rushed down towards the byline. Can he keep the ball in play? He can. It's a left-footed cross as well, but it's straight into the arms of Juan Garcia, the Barcelona goalkeeper. Good work down this near side. Good link-up play between Martinez and Gil. As Barca go long, this could be interesting. Now, right inside of the penalty area, Fermin Lopez gets the cross and it's got too much on it, but a fall for Rafinha at the far post. Rafinha now, ball on his right foot, and he drags it wide of the goalkeeper's right-hand post. He did everything right there initially, Rafinha. The cross came in from the right-hand side. Rafinha was there at the far post, picked the ball up and cut into his onto his right foot, and then drilled it low to the goalkeeper's right-hand post, but well wide of that right-hand post and behind for a goal kick to Girona. Girona already advancing into the Barca half. Here again is the impressive Brian Gill down this near side. His Blind flips it towards the edge of the penalty area, and not only finds the head of the Dutchman, Frankie de Jong, and suddenly Barcelona are breaking here, and inside the penalty area, it's Lamine Yamal who tries to clip one over the goalkeeper. It hits the goalkeeper, and he should have scored, and he's lying on his front just to the left of the goal, knows he should have scored. It was just one ball over the top for Barcelona. I wouldn't mind seeing it again to see whether Lamine Yamal was indeed onside. He advanced inside the penalty area, and he was kind of hoping the goalkeeper was going to go down so he could clip it over him, and he did get a chip of sorts. He didn't get enough height on it, and it just hit the goalkeeper, cleared away. Biggest chance easily of the game so far, and you would have banked on Lamine Yamal scoring that one. It was a poor finish, to be fair, from the teenager. From about 8 yards out in the end, keeper came out to narrow the angle, but he stayed on his feet and he stayed strong and he stayed tall there, did Paulo Gazzaniga, and the Argentinian has kept the score level here at the Municipal de Montilivi. Still goalless, and Girona have possession on the halfway line. And then they go all the way back towards the edge of their own penalty area, and Victor Reis goes back to the goalkeeper. Low ball out from the goalkeeper, edge of the penalty area, touched off nicely actually by Axel Witsel towards the far side. Now Blind, on it goes to Martinez. Now Gil down this near side, looking to take on Jules Koundé, cuts inside the Frenchman, but then runs into Kubasi. First time ball down the centre from Lamine Yamal. Almost found Rafinha. Good work for Girona, and then Blind goes long out towards the far side. They're a little bit stretched here, Barcelona. And here is Sigankov. Sigankov, can he get the cross in? So many white shirts to aim for. Only finds the Barcelona shirt cleared out towards the far side. Back to Sigankov again. And in the end, tidying up is Frankie de Jong, who said, I've seen enough of this. Heads it out of play. Corner first of the evening for either side, and it falls for the hosts. Good work by Sigankov over on the far side. But it was the first opportunity he had to get the ball in the box. He had 3 white shirts to aim for. He couldn't find any of them. All he could find was Fermin Lopez. Corner then for Girona from this near side. Thomas Lemar to take it. Left-footed out swinging. Almost 20 minutes played. Still goalless here in La Liga. In comes that corner. It's a good one. Ooh, and it's cleared out towards the near side. Lemar has it again. Left-hand side of the penalty area. Infield it goes. Continues his run infield, and Gil brings it out towards his near side. Down towards the byline he goes, but he's overran that one, and it's gone behind. Good work again from Rafinha. Just shows again what Rafinha can do defensively. But what he should have done earlier, he had a big chance as well. We talk about the opportunity that Lamine Yamal just had, but Rafinha 2 minutes before that had a really good opportunity. Worked space inside the penalty area for that right foot shot and should have found the target. A couple of yards wide of the goalkeeper's right hand post. Here is Lamine Yamal. Goes round 1, goes down 2, and actually the referee's pulled that back for a free kick. He was just holding off the Girona player, was Lamine Yamal, and the referee saw in favour of Girona here and given them a free kick. I'm seeing this one again. It's Arnal Martinez. He holds off with the right arm, and then there's a little shirt pull. There's nothing much in it. He's gone down as if he's been poleaxed, to be fair, as the Girona captain. And Barcelona still looking for the breakthrough here. They look the far more likely. Here's Dani Olmo, left-hand side of the centre circle. Frankie de Jong just ahead of him. Goes out towards Koundé, though, down this near side. Over the halfway line it goes, touched off by Fermin Lopez. Immediately back inside the Barcelona half with Kubasi. Now Koundé. Lamine Yamal, first time ball in field to Lopez, gets the ball back again. Pokes it back to Jules Koundé, right inside of the centre circle now for Barcelona. Dani Olmo inside that centre circle. They work it out towards the left-hand side. Here's Martin. Rafinha ahead of him. Decides to play it back inside his own half. Gets the ball back then towards the left of the centre circle. Frankie de Jong to his right. Now Jules Koundé in the inside right position, just inside the Girona half. Plays it back inside his own half again, and it's Kubasi again. Now it's Eric Garcia, well over the halfway line. Dani Olmo back to goal, 30 yards out. Goes back to Frankie de Jong. Now Lamine Yamal. Jules Koundé provides the overlap. He goes back in field to de Jong again. About 45 yards from goal. Kubasi out towards the inside left position, and Eric Garcia onto Rafinha. First time ball out towards the left-hand side. And Barca going to get the ball into the box. No, they go back down the line again, and eventually they start working it from left to right out to Jules Koundé. Frankie de Jong back to Jules Koundé again. Infield to Lamine Yamal, tried to return the favour back to Jules Koundé, but he just sailed him a little bit short there, and Brian Gill was able to win the ball back for Girona, who can break down this left-hand side now with Axel Witsel. Rides one challenge and then spreads play out towards the right-hand side. Again, they're a little bit stretched here, Barcelona. Plenty of players forward in a Girona shirt. Play down the centre. Here's an opportunity. Shot comes in. It's on target from Van Aert, but it's not a great effort from the edge of the penalty area. Right-footed. It's a comfortable save for Jean Garcia, the Barca goalkeeper. It's a nice move, though. Just sort of digged it into the ground. Scuffed his shot a little bit there, the Ukrainian. One of two Ukrainians, ex-Dynamo Kiev players in this Girona starting lineup this evening. And we are midway through the first half. It's still goalless between Girona and the team looking to go back to the top of the table this evening, Barcelona. They've sort of swapped positions at the top of the table with Real Madrid on numerous occasions this season. Villarreal were actually there for a while and looking to make it a three-horse race. Had a really good start to the season, but they seem to have faded away now as Barca come forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Rafinha, ball on his right foot, switches it back to his left, then finds Lamine Yamal. There's the shot, and it's wide of the goalkeeper's left-hand post. And again, it's a big opportunity for Barcelona to take the lead. Ball through towards the edge of the penalty area. Good work by Torres initially. Actually, it came back to Torres from Rafinha. I think he was in an offside position. It wouldn't have counted anyway if it had gone in. And the officials didn't know. It's a goal kick, though, for Girona. But if that had ended up in the back of the net, it almost certainly would have been ruled out for an offside for Torres in the build-up. Barcelona have it on the halfway line, but there's a foul, in fact, on Vitor Reis. He's currently on loan from Manchester City, the Brazilian. Here's Daley Blind. Daley Blind, who's been around a long, long time, hasn't he? Ex-Manchester United, among others. 36 next month, the Dutchman. And here he is again. And he goes long now, left-footed down the centre. And quick off his line is Juan Garcia. And then volleys it forward for Barca down the centre. That could work out for him, actually, but underneath it is Daley Blind to head clear for Girona. It's loose, though, inside the Girona half. And it's Girona who have come away with it in the form of Brian Gill out towards the near side. And again, it's Martinez. Martinez with the ball down the centre. I'm sure there's an offside there, but the referee has allowed play to continue as Brian Gill goes through left-hand side of the penalty area, tries to square the ball across the 6-yard area. It's headed out of play, and I don't think it'll be a corner, will it? Because I think the offside eventually has been given. It was so clearly offside as well. I don't quite know why we carry on with this. Yeah, just offside. Ball down the centre. It was the ball down the centre towards Van Aert, I think it was. He was in an offside position. Free kick for Barcelona. 20 minutes to half-time. We've played 25. Still Girona 0, Barcelona 0. And Barca have it down this near side with Fermin Lopez. Plays it back inside his own half. And here is Kubasi. Spreads play out towards the left-hand side. Eric Garcia has it down the centre to Dani Olmo. Slips one through towards Rafinha. Goalkeeper's there just before the Brazilian can get a toe on the end of it. Nice ball through the centre. Just threading it through towards Rafinha. who's got 8 goals to his name this season. It's been in and out of the side with injury. They have had their injury issues, Barcelona, having to do without the midfield duo of Pedri and Gavi at the moment. Marcus Rashford, of course, who's still here on loan from Manchester United. He's currently out injured as well. Lamine Yamal has been in and out of the side as well with issues as Barca come forward again down the left-hand side. Gerard Martin goes for the 1-2 between himself and Torres, then gets the cross in, and it's not a good cross at all, but it will be retrieved by Lamine Yamal down this near side, right next to the corner flag. Now he's inside the penalty area, dancing his way down towards the byline, and then he just runs into trouble. Loses possession. Has not been his night so far, Lamine Yamal. Jules Koundé puts the ball out of play down this near side. It's a Girona throw-in midway inside their own half, down their left-hand side. Good work again by Bryan Gil. And it was good work inside the penalty area there to clear for the host by Vitor Reis, getting that challenge in on Lamine Yamal. That's a loose one by Thomas Lemar, which gives Barcelona back possession. Now here's Rafinha, edge of the penalty area, ball on his left foot, drilled it towards goal, and it's over the top towards our right-hand side, and another opening for Barca, and another opening for the Brazilian, left-footed, and it's about a couple of yards over the bar. Looked like the keeper had it covered, to be fair. Paulo Gazzaniga was watching it all the way. The arm came up, over the bar it went. Goal kick to Girona. Playing out from the back is Daley Blind. Goes long, left-footed down this near side. Put out of play as Kubasi takes no chances whatsoever. Puts the ball out of play, and it's a throw into Girona on the halfway line down their left-hand side to be taken by Bryan Gil. Finds Martinez, and Martinez switches play towards the right-hand side. And over on that far side is Rincon. Rincon over the halfway line it goes to Tsigankov, who's struggled to get in the game so far, the Ukrainian. Again, it goes out towards the far side, and Rincon. And then Tsigankov down the centre it goes. Here's Bryan Gil now, edge of the penalty area, floats one through. Here's the opportunity, saved by the goalkeeper. And again, I'm not sure whether the offside flag would have gone up, but the shot came in. And it's saved by Juan Garcia. It slipped through towards Van Aert. Left foot, first time shot. Again, it's not a great connection. It's a save you'd expect the goalkeeper to make. Again, I'm not entirely sure he was onside. It matters not. The ball has not ended up in the back of the net. And it remains goalless. But Van Aert's had a couple of sights of goal now. And he'll be disappointed on both occasions with his connection with the ball as Barca come over the halfway line. Here's Garcia. Goes low out towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. And back down the line it goes immediately back to Garcia. Now Kubasi just outside the centre circle inside the Girona half, out towards the inside right position, and Jules Koundé. On it goes to Lamine Yamal. The Frenchman gets the ball back immediately and then finds Kubasi again. And Barca switch it towards that left-hand side. Out towards the far side it goes. Rafinha is in a central position just on the edge of the D. Here's Dani Olmo. Olmo goes out to Koundé. Now Lamine Yamal again. Just holds it up and then goes back in field. The simple pass towards Jules Koundé. Barca will try again out towards the left-hand side this time. Threaded through to Torres, left-hand side of the D. So many white shirts around him. Managed to scoop it out towards this near side. First time ball infield by Lamine Yamal towards Jules Koundé, who is challenged by Lemar. And Lamine Yamal does well actually to step back and get the ball back off of the ex-Atletico man. So it's Lamine Yamal again. 1-2 between himself and Dani Olmo. Now Jules Koundé takes over. And now Frankie de Jong as Lamine Yamal makes his way back out towards this right-hand touchline. Dani Olmo now working his way over towards the inside left position. On it goes to Gerard Martin. And Fermin Lopez over there as well. Goes back to de Jong. Now right-hand side of the penalty area is Jules Koundé. Down towards the byline he goes. Switches back onto his left foot. Infield to Lamine Yamal, left-hand corner of the penalty area. Square across the 18-yard line to Dani Olmo. Back it goes to Kubasi again. Now Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong back out towards the right-hand side of the penalty area again, and Jules Koundé. So many passes here for Barca. Surely somebody's got to do something, get the ball into the box, or maybe have a strike at goal. And it's Dani Olmo. Square to his right, and Frankie de Jong. Now it's Lamine Yamal back to goal just on the edge of the penalty area. Cuts infield onto his left foot, and he's won the free kick in the end as he was having his shirt pulled by Arnau Martinez. So a free kick to Barca. 14 minutes to half time. Still Girona 0, Barcelona 0. Can they provide something here from a set piece? This free kick is all of about 35 yards from goal, and it's about probably about 15 yards in from the right-hand touchline. And currently behind it for Barca are Dani Olmo and Jules Koundé, as Girona organise themselves on the edge of the penalty area. Dani Olmo clips it in, right-footed towards the far post. Headed clear towards the edge of the penalty area. Torres gets a shot in, that's blocked. Bounces out towards this near side, and Olmo again, level with the edge of the penalty area down the right side. Infield to Lamine Yamal. Scoops one in with the outside of the boot. It's a good one as well. Headed clear though towards the edge of the penalty area. The ball is still up in the air. Who will it fall for? It falls for Fermin Lopez. Lopez gets the shot in, left-footed, drilled towards goal. And it's a good effort, in fact, by the Spanish international, left-footed. They just couldn't clear their lines there, Girona, following that free kick. And Fermin Lopez, he tried to get a shot in, and on the second occasion he did, but it was always rising, and it's over the bar, and it's behind for a goal kick for Girona. Just over 12 minutes to half time, and we're still goalless. Lovely ball with the outside of the boot in by Lamine Yamal as well. Jules Koundé was very, very close to getting his head on the end of that one. Goal kick then for Paulo Gazzaniga. 34 now, the Argentinian goalkeeper. A little bit of head tennis inside the centre circle, and it's Barca who've come away with it. Lopez loops it forward towards Rafinha. Oh, lovely touch by Rafinha, and it goes towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. Ball's got to go into the box, surely. Oh, that's selfish. Really, really selfish play in the end. It was lovely play initially from Rafinha to set Fermin Lopez free, but Fermin Lopez with a very disappointing shot from the right-hand side of the penalty area. And in fact, it didn't even go up for a goal kick. That's how bad the shot was. It's gone out for a throw-in down this near side, which Girona have taken. We've not seen much of them in as far as an attacking sense go for the last 10 minutes or so. They have caused Barcelona some problems going forward, but not lately they haven't, as Kubasi brings it forward out of defence. On it goes to Frankie de Jong. The Dutchman brings it over the halfway line to the right of the centre circle. Closed down by Thomas Lemar, goes back to Kubasi inside that centre circle for Barcelona. Touches it off to Dani Olmo. Now Rafinha, first time ball immediately back to Dani Olmo, tries to thread one through for Fermin Lopez. Good challenge though, good work as well by Daley Blind. Does really well and sets Girona on the way down this near side. Here's Brian Gill. Barcelona's still trying to hold the high line. On it goes from Lemar. That's a nice one. Gill, left-hand side of the penalty. He's got to get the ball in. Oh, what an opportunity. It's cleared out towards the far side. They've still got possession here, Girona. There comes the cross. Cleared out towards this near side. Left-hand side of the penalty. And Lemar gets the cross, and he's got a lot on it. It's headed clear by Gerard Martin out towards the far side. But what an opportunity that was. I think it was Van Aert who was sliding it at the far post. Didn't quite know. He didn't get on the end of that cross. He would have had a simple tap in as well, and Eric Garcia clears long for Barcelona down their left-hand side towards the halfway line, but Girona will come again, and suddenly they are causing Barcelona some problems coming forward. Threaded through towards the edge of the penalty area. Van Aert gets the flick on, and it's going to, in the end, just ricochet kindly back to Juan Garcia. But it was a brilliant move down the left-hand side by Girona, but only Vladislav Van Aert will know how he didn't connect with that cross from the left-hand side and put his team 1-0 up. Completely missed it as he came sliding in at the far post. Here's Lamine Yamal. That's a really poor first touch from him, particularly somebody of his calibre. Throw-in. Cross came in from Brian Gill. Slides in at the far post. And just times it completely wrong. It's as simple as that. There's no reason that he couldn't make a connection with that. and give his team the lead. He certainly would have, if he didn't give his team the lead, it would have been an incredible save by the goalkeeper, let's put it that way. Girona have won a free kick. Challenge over on the far side on Sigankov. And this free kick is just shy of the halfway line. Short one taken, and Peter Rees has it. Out towards the far side he goes. Rincon. Peter Rees gets it back, and then low right-footed plays it back to his goalkeeper. First time clearance, right-footed towards the halfway line. There's the flick on by Witsel. Not a bad one either, but tidied up by Eric Garcia. He goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Low ball out to Jules Koundé down this near side. Koundé is closed down immediately by Gill and has to go back towards this near side. The ball down the line goes straight to Lamar. Now, can Girona take advantage of that? Sloppy again from Barcelona. Ivan Martin goes back towards the halfway line. Back it goes to Thomas Lamar again. Low ball out towards this near side. Here's Martinez. Crowded out by Barcelona players. And Lamine Yamal has won it back. Ball with the outside of the boot. Really poor one by him. Straight to Daley Blind. Blind left-hand side of the centre circle. He's got Axel Witsel towards his left-hand side. But in the end, he's just turned and gone all the way back to his goalkeeper, Gazzaniga. Low up to Daley Blind again. Left-hand side of the penalty area. Down the line to Martinez. Now it's picked up by Axel Witsel. And Axel Witsel finds Daley Blind again. They're intent on playing out from the back here, Girona. And I tell you what, they found an outlet as well. Here's Martinez. Ball pace out towards the far side. That's a really poor one, though. And Barcelona have it again. Gerard Martin striding forward, scoops it forward towards the right side of the penalty area. Here's Lamine Yamal, pokes one through towards Torres. Doesn't find him. Cleared out towards this near side. Just about kept in play as well for Girona down that left-hand side by Gill again. Now Thomas Lamar scoops one out towards the far side. A little bit of space now for Rincon over the halfway line. He comes. He's continued his run down that right-hand side as well. Wants the ball back. Gets the ball back. He's only got one to aim for inside the penalty area. That's Van Aert. Now it's picked up, though, right side of the penalty area, and it flashes across the 6-yard area. Again, nobody there to get the finishing touches on it. It's out of play down this near side. Throw in for Barcelona in their right-back position. They've really had their moments, Girona coming forward. They've not been able to take them across from the right-hand side from Dizgankov. He just had a bit too much pace on it, to be fair, on this occasion. And Barcelona have a throw-in down this near side. It'll be taken by Jules Koundé. They've won the last 3 between these two, Barcelona, after the previous 2 were actually won by Girona. They won 2 in a row, 2 in the bounce, but it's been 3 in a row for Barca prior to this one. As Barca take a quick free kick inside their own half, release it out towards the far side. And here's Frankie de Jong now, just to the left of the centre circle, slows it down to walking pace. And then finds Dani Olmo towards his right-hand side. He's got Jules Koundé. Decides to go down the centre, though, in the end, towards Fermin Lopez, who touches it off immediately. Dani Olmo again. Now Lamine Yamal. Jules Koundé ahead of him, but he goes back in field again to Dani Olmo, his Spanish teammate. The European champions, of course, looking to become world champions. They're favourites to do so in the summer. And this starting lineup here for Barcelona this evening includes 8 Spaniards. Here's Dani Olmo again. Now Jules Koundé. He's going to find Lamine Yamal down this near side. Jules Koundé runs ahead of him, but he scoops it towards the edge of the 18-yard line, and there's a cushioned header, a good one as well, from Ivan Martin, which goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, who clears long from hands, wasting no time whatsoever. Gazzaniga down the centre he goes. It's straight to Kubasi. Was looking for Van Aert. Kubasi goes back to his goalkeeper. Touched out towards this near side, and Eric Garcia finds Jules Koundé. 2 white shirts around him, pokes it back towards the edge of his penalty area again, and Eric Garcia now onto Frankie de Jong, striding towards the halfway line, inside the centre circle. Over the halfway line he comes, finds Dani Olmo towards his left-hand side. Rafinha's over on that far touchline, and he finds the Brazilian. Touched on towards the edge of the penalty area by Torres. That's not going to find Rafinha, who'd continued his run towards the edge of the penalty area. And Girona can clear it. Now here's a run down the centre, held up edge of the penalty area. Is that going to be a free kick? And it's a yellow card as well for, I think it's Eric Garcia. It's going to be a free kick here. It was a really good run, actually. Picked up on the halfway line by Vito Reis. He had nobody to pass the ball to. He just kept running towards the edge of the Barcelona penalty. And in the end, Eric Garcia made sure he didn't go any further and made sure he didn't concede the penalty by bringing him down right on the edge of the penalty area. And so it's the first yellow card of the evening. And it's Eric Garcia who goes in the book. And following that, Girona have a real opportunity here with a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. Just over 3 minutes to half-time here at the Estadi Municipal de Montilivi. And it's an opportunity here for a side that have only won 3 games at home in La Liga so far this season. They're 3-4-4 at home. Barcelona are at 8-1-3 away from home. And the free kick comes in and it's blazed over the bar. And less said about that, the better, I'd say. It was Viktor Tsigankov who took it left-footed. Tried to curl it towards the near post. He got it up and over the wall, but he couldn't get it to come back down again, and it was watched over easily by Juan Garcia, the Barcelona goalkeeper. Wasted opportunity there for Girona as Barcelona play out from the back down this near side with Fermin Lopez. Eventually kicks long, had no choice to use, forced into a corner there really. Now Lamine Yamal down this near side, picks it up midway inside the Girona half, sprays it towards Rafinha, left-hand corner of the left-hand side of the D. Oh, he's hit the post, left-footed, low towards the goalkeeper's left-hand post. Gazzaniga was beaten, and it comes off the foot of the post, and it's put behind as it came out for a corner to Barcelona. Closest we've come, Rafinha. The keeper was never going to get there. And Barcelona have a corner, but it could have been so much more than that with 2 minutes to half-time. Quick break as well. Lovely ball by Lamine Yamal towards the edge of the penalty area. There was Rafinha, left-hand side of the D. Couple of touches to take him inside the penalty area. He takes the corner himself, Rafinha. He's got a lot on that one. It's headed back across the edge of the 6-yard area. Cleared. Now Lamine Yamal gets the shot, hits Thomas Lemar. Breaks out towards the far side, though, to Torres. Gets the cross in. Dani Olmo gets a header on. There's another header on there from Rafinha, which is straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. And there's a coming together there between Rincon and Eric Garcia, so the referee will stop play as they were both challenging for that ball as it came into the penalty area. And I think the Girona player, Rincon, has come off worse by the looks of things. Eric Garcia is getting back on his feet now, just looking at a replay of it. And they just sort of fell into each other. He got the header in, Eric Garcia, which just looped into the arms of the goalkeeper. That was just a nice simple save, but as he fell awkwardly, and then Hugo Rincon, who's currently on loan from Athletic Bilbao, he fell on top of him. Both players now back on their feet. We're into the last minute of the first half here, and it looks like we're going in goalless at half-time. Long ball forward for Girona's going to come to nothing. That goes out of play over the far side. It's a throw-in for Barcelona, midway inside their own half, down their left-hand side. And plenty of food for thought at half-time for Hansi Flick. They have had their opportunities, Barcelona, to be fair, although Girona have had 2 or 3 decent ones as well. But Rafinha hitting the post, that's certainly been the closest. He had another opportunity, which was probably easier than the one when he hit the post. There was also Lamine Yamal, who was through on goal and tried to clip it over the goalkeeper and got that wrong. And the XG in this first half is 0.44 for Girona, a 1.18 for Barca. They've had 66% possession, 11 shots to Girona's 3, and there's been 2 apiece each on target. We're inside just 1 added minute at the end of this first 45. Might be one last opportunity. Here comes Lamine Yamal. And Lamine Yamal wants a free kick. He's not going to get a free kick. And it's cleared long by Witsel. And it's cleared so long by Witsel that it's gone all the way through to the Barcelona goalkeeper, Juan Garcia. And the ex-Espanyol goalkeeper plays it out low. Over the halfway line it comes. One last opportunity for Barca before half-time. Frankie de Jong Frankie de Jong scoops it out towards Lamine Yamal, left-hand side of the penalty area. Tries to clip one through to Dani Olmo, who goes down, wants a penalty, gets a penalty, and right on half-time, Barcelona will have the opportunity to take the lead from 12 yards, and I think it's Daley Blind, the veteran, who's gone in strong there on Dani Olmo. It was a 1-2 as he played it to Lamine Yamal. He returned the favour by playing it inside the penalty area. It was intricate stuff from Barcelona. And he's just stuck the leg out there, Daley Blind. There's not a lot in it, but there's enough for the Spanish international to go down. And I'm just looking at a replay of it now. He doesn't get the ball at all, Daley Blind. It's not going to be overturned, this one, by VAR. He knew he'd done wrong, his head in his hands as soon as he'd made the challenge, because his team were about 10 seconds from half-time, from going in goalless, from holding Barcelona for the first half. But now, with what will almost certainly be the last kick of the first half, Lamine Yamal will have an opportunity to get his 11th goal of the season from the penalty spot and put Barcelona one up before half-time. The teenager puts the ball down on the ground and steps back towards the edge of the D. So stoppage time, end of the first half. Girona 0, Barcelona 0. Barcelona with a penalty after that foul on Dani Olmo by Daley Blind, and Lamine Yamal will have the opportunity here, left-footed against Gazzaniga, steps up left-footed. Oh, he's hit the post! Would you believe it? And we will be level at half-time. And Lamine Yamal, who hasn't had the best of halves, it has to be said, and I think that's pretty much summed up his first half, Lamine Yamal. There goes the half-time whistle. And what an end to a half. Lamine Yamal, left-footed. The goalkeeper never moved, really, and it hits the foot of the post. He sent it towards the goalkeeper's left-hand side. It comes back off the post, and within seconds, the half-time whistle has gone. Half-time. As I just look at a replay, the goalkeeper just watched it. He just stood. He did not move. He was completely motionless, Gazzaniga. And Lamine Yamal couldn't believe it. He fails from 12 yards. So half-time here at the Estadio Municipal de Montilivi. It's Girona 0, Barcelona 0. We're back in 15 minutes for the second half. Welcome back to the Estadio Municipal de Montilivi here in Catalonia. Half-time in this La Liga game. It's Girona 0, Barcelona 0, and pretty much with the last kick of the first half, Lamine Yamal had the opportunity from 12 yards to give Barcelona the lead with a penalty, and he hit the foot of the post. It remains goalless. It's the second time, in fact, Barcelona have hit the woodwork. Rafinha had a shot as well, which came off the same post. Around about 5 minutes before that, they've had numerous opportunities. Girona have looked a threat on the break as well. Barcelona looking for the 3 points. They need the 3 points if they're going to go back above Real this evening, because Los Blancos have a 2-point lead. So it's Girona getting us underway in this second half, playing from left to right. And in the white shirts with red stripes, the red shorts and red socks, Barcelona in their usual home strip as the ball ricochets back to the Barcelona goalkeeper. And I don't think we've had any change at half-time. I'll give you the lineups as was at the start of play. So for Girona, Gazzaniga in goal. Back four of Martinez, Blind, Vitor Reis and Rincon. The midfield five of Gil, Martin, Witsel, Lemar and Tizankov. And Vanat up front. And for Barcelona, it's Juan Garcia in goal. It's a back four of Martin, Eric Garcia, Kubasi and Koundé. Just break off a minute because Barcelona coming forward. Lamine Yamal born on his left foot, trying to make amends for that penalty miss, but his shot is blocked and Girona can clear. So a midfield trio for Barca of Olmo, De Jong and Fermin Lopez, and the front three Rafinha, Lamine Yamal and Torres. Just the one yellow card to tell you about Eric Garcia for Barca. On the benches for Girona, Beltran, Blanco, Echeverri, Francis, Karuma, Krapsivov, Lopez, Roca, Ruiz and Stuani. And for Barca, Ario, Balde, Bargi, Bernal, Cancelo, Casedo, Kochen, Lewandowski, Marquez and Szczesny. Our referee is Cesar Sotogrado from Candelado. As Barcelona go long, it's cleared out towards this near side, but Dani Olmo will retrieve. Just leaves it for Frankie de Jong, central inside the Girona half. Closed down by Thomas Lemar. Low ball out towards the left-hand side of the penalty. It's Rafinha. Goes back to the Dutchman again. Switches play centrally. And Kubasi goes out towards Lamine Yamal again. Over on that far side, looking to take on Gil. 1-2 between himself and Jules Koundé. Ball onto his left foot, then switches it back up onto the right. And then the challenge comes in and it's out of play. And in fact, Lamine Yamal's managed to keep the ball in play somehow. Shot comes in. That one's deflected. That's gone behind, and Barcelona will have an early corner here at the start of the second half. The shot from Fermin Lopez is blocked, so it's a corner for Barca. Just their second of the evening. From the far side, the Barcelona right. Rafinha places it down, and the Brazilian will deliver this one left-footed in swinging. A lot of height on it as it comes in, and it's headed wide of the goalkeeper's right-hand post. But it'll be another Barcelona corner. Well, the last touch, I wouldn't mind seeing that again. Girona are complaining, saying it should be a goal kick, but the corner has definitely been given. I haven't seen a replay of it. I did think it initially came off a Girona player. This time it's Dani Olmo from this near side, flicked on towards the far post. And it's lashed clear out towards the far side. Retrieved, though, by Rafinha, right inside of the penalty area. And he's dispossessed. Good work again by Brian Gill. Robbing Rafinha of possession. And Girona can bring it clear. Gill again down the line. Good work as well. Finds Daley Blind. And there's 3 against 2 at the moment here, Girona, as they advance towards the edge of the Barca penalty area. And in the end, Jules Koundé manages to hold up Vanat. He then tries to get the shot in, and his touch is heavy in the end. I think it took a little touch, possibly, off of Gerard Martin. It's gone all the way through to Juan Garcia, the Barcelona goalkeeper. 4 minutes played here at the start of the second half. Girona 0, Barcelona 0. Here's Frankie de Jong, midway inside his own half. In between Thomas Lemar and Witsel. Goes back in the end towards Eric Garcia. Square to his right-hand side of Kubasi. Touches it on to Jules Koundé, who goes long down that right-hand side, looking for the run Lamine Yamal, but it's cut out again by Martinez, who's had a really good game actually down that left-hand side for Girona. As Barca go back to the goalkeeper again on the edge of his penalty area, plays it forward to Kubasi. Kubasi's still just 19. Again, feels like he's been around for so much longer than that. That's a really sloppy one by Eric Garcia out of defence now. Loop forward. Oh, that's a really poor ball towards the edge of the penalty area. They had players forward there, but Rincon gets too much on it and Barcelona can clear it. They clear long. Rincon picks it up again here just outside the centre circle. Back it goes to Vita Reis. Overruns it slightly in Barcelona. Have picked his pocket. Now Rafinha, left-hand side of the penalty area. Rafinha plays it across the edge of the 6-yard area. Cleared, though, by Vita Reis out towards the far side. It was the wrong decision from Rafinha. I think he should have gone for goal himself in the end, actually. He had options. It's out a player from the far side. It'll be a Barcelona throw-in level with the edge of the penalty area down the Barca right. Jules Koundé takes it, finds Frankie de Jong, gets the ball back and then plays it down the line to Kubasi. Koundé gets the ball back and touches it infield to de Jong again. Dani Olmo towards his left-hand side and he finds him forward to Fermin Lopez. First time ball touched off towards Eric Garcia, goes low out towards his left-hand touchline. And it's Gerard Martin back in field immediately to Garcia. Sweeps it out towards the inside right position. Frankie de Jong inside Thomas Lemar. Now Garcia again. Low ball out towards the left-hand touchline. Rafinha level with the edge of the penalty here down the left-hand side for Barcelona. Cuts infield. There's the ball to Dani Olmo. First touch is heavy and he gets the shot in, but it flies away from goal. And it's well behind. And it's a goal kick for Girona. 6 minutes played at the start of the second half. Girona 0, Barcelona 0. If this stays the same, then Real Madrid will stay top. They will be a point clear of Barcelona with 14 games to go. There's only 2 teams involved in this title race. They're well clear of everybody else. Villarreal are in third, 23 games played, 45 points, so 15 behind Real Madrid. It's between the big two again as Laliga goes long down the centre for Girona, but it's only to Eric Garcia. He turns and goes low left-footed back to his goalkeeper, just to the right of the D. Forward it goes to Frankie de Jong, and Barcelona are on their way again, dominating the early stages of this second half. Here's Dani Olmo, left-hand side of the centre circle, just over the halfway line. Finds Gerard Martin back in field immediately to Dani Olmo. Plenty of white shirts around him. Goes back to Kubasi, who goes square to Eric Garcia. Right-hand side of the centre circle. Looks out towards the right-hand side. He's got options there. Jules Koundé or Lamine Yamal. It's the teenager who he finds. Now it goes in field to Dani Olmo. Central inside that Girona half. Now Kubasi steps forward towards the edge of the penalty area, then goes low out towards his left-hand side. Gerard Martin, first time ball into the box, isn't a great one. And Thomas Lemar can clear for Girona. They'll look to break with pace. And they're not going to do that because they've been held up by Jules Koundé. They've had to go back towards the edge of their own penalty area. Here's Deli Blind. It was his foul that resulted in the penalty for Barcelona in stoppage time at the end of that first half, which Lamine Yamal failed to convert. Over the halfway line now, down this near side come Girona. Ball down the line. The offside flag hasn't gone up yet anyway. And here's Hugo Rincon. And Rincon, right side of the penalty here, thought about getting the ball in the box, and in the end he just plays it back to Martin. And Martin plays it low all the way back towards the halfway line. And Vita Reis, he's under pressure from Torres and goes all the way back to his goalkeeper on the edge of his 18-yard line. Forward to Daley Blind, just outside the D. Opts to go long, left-footed out towards the far side. Brilliantly kept in as well over on the far side by Gil. Now then, pokes it down the centre. That's an interesting one, but it's going to be dealt with. And it's dealt with in the end by Martin. And it ricochets back to Juan Garcia, who wastes no time at all in sending Barcelona on the way again. Here's Dani Olmo, forward to Rafinha, left-hand side of the centre circle. Back in field to Dani Olmo again, a little bit of space over on the far side, and it's Frankie de Jong who's in that pocket of space. On it goes down the line towards Lamine Yamal. Back in field to Frankie de Jong, immediately pokes it back out to the teenager. Low ball in towards Torres, not a great one, cleared by Girona again. Lovely bit of skill as well by Rincon. And now it goes on to Gil. Gil over the halfway line down that left-hand side. Martinez goes long, goes far too long, and it goes all the way through to Juan Garcia again, the Barcelona goalkeeper. Right idea. Just got right behind that one. Got far too much on it. And through it goes to the Barcelona goalkeeper, who bowls it out to Dani Olmo. Finds Frankie de Jong towards his right-hand side. Now Jules Koundé just shy of the halfway line. Inside the centre circle now is Kubasi. Finds Eric Garcia. Now Martin down this near side. Barcelona immediately played it back inside their own half again. They're inside the centre circle now with Pau. Kubasi finds Eric Garcia towards his left-hand side, just over the halfway line. Back in field to Dani Olmo, touched off and back towards the halfway line again for Barcelona. Patient build-up. This from Hansi Flick's men. They're not going gun-ho to try and find this opening goal. And again, they go all the way back towards the halfway line, and it's back inside the centre circle again with Kubasi. Kubasi in between two Girona players, which was Vanna and Thomas Lemar, but goes back towards the halfway line again, and Jules Koundé. Koundé finds Eric Garcia in the inside left position, advancing towards the edge of the penalty area, slips one through to Dani Olmo, down towards the dead ball line, cuts the ball back, almost found Torres, played out towards the near side, played back towards the edge of the penalty area. Will it fall for Rafinha? No, it's good work by Lemar. Brings the ball clear for Girona. They'll try and break again, click quickly here. Lovely back heel as well to find Sigankov. Sigankov advancing, he was fouled, but the referee's allowed play to continue because Girona is still advancing down the left-hand side with Witsel. Witsel, left-hand side of the penalty area. And they've got numbers back here now, Barcelona. They're a little bit stretched for a moment with Hansi Flick's men. They still have possession, though, Girona. But there's a foul over on the far side, I think, on Jules Koundé. And it'll be a free kick to Barcelona in their right-back position. 11 minutes played at the start of the second half, still goalless. Rafinha thought he was fouled by Thomas Lemar on the edge of the penalty area. And that was what's starting that attack for Girona, which fizzled out and came to nothing. And Barcelona have possession once more with Jules Koundé just shy of the halfway line. Goes back to Pau Kubasi, who plays one over the halfway line to the left of the centre circle, and Eric Garcia. Rafinha's making a run. He tries to slip it through to the Brazilian, but it was watched all the way by Vitor Reis, who clears for Girona down this near side. Sigankov now back towards the edge of the penalty. Deli Blin's got to be careful. He was closed down very quickly there by Lamine Yamal, but he did well to release it out towards the far side. On it goes towards Witsel. Witsel goes long down the centre, but out comes Juan Garcia to clear long for Barca. Beautifully taken down, though, by Thomas Lemar down this near side. Silky skills from the Frenchman, who continues his run down this right side. Now then, is he going to get the cross in? He is, and it's a disappointing one from the Frenchman, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, who bowls it out quickly. He's had a couple of lovely touches in this second half, actually, Thomas Lemar. Here come Barca down the right-hand side. Lamine Yamal, low ball back to Dani Olmo inside the centre circle. He's got options to his left. And Fermin Lopez picks it up eventually. Now it's Gerard Martin, almost level with the edge of the penalty area. Goes back in field again to Fermin Lopez. Finds Dani Olmo, 35 yards from goal, out towards the inside right position. And Frankie de Jong touched off first time by Lamine Yamal to Jules Koundé. And the teenager gets the ball back again over on the far side. Gives it to de Jong and then makes his way out towards the far touchline. Picks it up again, rushes down towards the byline. Can he cut this ball back? Lamine Yamal touches it back to Frankie de Jong. First time ball into the box, and it's headed clear by Vitor Reis on the edge of the 6-yard area for Girona. Cleared all the way towards the halfway line. Retrieved again by Frankie de Jong. Down the line it goes to Lamine Yamal again. There's the cross from Lamine Yamal towards the far post, and there, stretching his leg, was Rafinha, and it's been put behind for a corner. His attempted shot just hit the defender, who I think was Vitor Reis. It's a lovely ball in from Lamine Yamal towards that far post, and Rafinha stretches the left leg, and his shot actually hits, or his touch towards goal just hits Rincon. Corner's taken for Barca from this near side. Cross comes in, that one's cleared. And then Rafinha heads it back out to Jules Koundé over on the far side. Another cross comes in. There's the header, and there's the goal. And Barcelona have the lead just before the hour mark. And it's a header, and I think it's gone in from Torres, I think it is, who got the final touch. There were 2 or 3 Barcelona players looking to get on the end of that cross. Lovely ball in from Jules Koundé, and Barcelona have the lead finally just before the hour mark. And it's Kubasi who got the header in 59 minutes. Girona 0, Barcelona 1, and it's Pau Kubasi up from the back. Jules Koundé with the cross, and he gets in there, the defender, in between two Girona defenders. About 12 yards out, pretty much stood on the penalty spot. Plenty of height, plenty of power on the header towards the goalkeeper's right-hand side. And Paulo Gazzaniga couldn't get there. It nestled in the corner. And Barcelona, as it stands, are heading back to the top of La Liga. Half an hour to play here at the Municipal de Montilivi. And it's Girona 0, Barcelona 1. And it's an unlikely source, the goal. Lamine Yamal couldn't do it from 12 yards out from the penalty spot, but on the head from pretty much the penalty spot. Barcelona do have the lead, and it's the 19-year-old Pau Kubasi who's got that finish. Barcelona looked like they were going to make a couple of changes. I don't know if they were going to make changes before the goal, or these are changes that they're now not making. I'm not entirely sure. No, it looks as if there's still two Barcelona players there on the touchline, and it looks as if they're going to bring on Balde and Bargi, the Swede. We'll keep an eye on that. It may be as well that Girona are going to make a couple of changes at the same time as well. The dynamics of the game change with Barcelona getting the lead. A little bit of head tennis inside the centre circle. It comes down in favour of Girona as Lamar plays it out towards the far side. Again, they're playing that high line, Barcelona, and they're caught out over on the left-hand side, but it's just held up down that far side by Van Aert. And Van Aert plays it back down the line. He goes back out to the Ukrainian left-hand side of the penalty. A low ball into the box, cut out by Kubasi. Comes back to him. Oh, it must be an equaliser. He plays it into Lamar. He taps it in from about a yard out. And the Frenchman has equalised. And Barcelona, no sooner had they taken the lead, they've been pulled back here by Girona. And it's Thomas Lamar, the Frenchman, in the 61st minute, who makes it Girona 1, Barcelona 1. They just completely shut off their Barcelona. They really did. Slack defending, and it's Thomas Lamar who takes advantage. Good work down the left-hand side, and I think it was Van Aert who got the cross in the end, and he couldn't miss. He was literally stood on the goal line, tapped it into the empty net. Girona 1, Barcelona 1, and suddenly this game has come to life. 2 goals in 2 minutes, and Barcelona, who got themselves in front, have been pegged back already. The ball was played down the left-hand side. Just looking at the replay of it, it looked as if he just held his line nicely, actually, Vladislav Van Aert. He's onside, plays the ball back, then makes the run down the left-hand side. There's a second period where we need to check he's onside. And he gets a low ball into the box. It's cleared by Kubasi, but it comes straight back to him. And he just plays it across the 6-yard area. And Thomas Lamar is there and says, thank you very much. And he taps it in from practically on the goal line. Barcelona asleep. Really poor clearance from Kubasi, of course, who 2 minutes before that had given Barcelona the lead with that header, and it's slack defending from him. And Barcelona have made a change, and Rafinha has been replaced, and Gerard Martin's come off as well. So just to confirm, it's Rooney, the Swede, Rooney Bargi, prefers to be known by his first name. Rooney Bargi's come on. Alejandro Balde is on as well. Rafinha has been replaced, and Gerard Martin has come off as well. It's one apiece now here in Girona, and Thomas Lamar, who's having a really impressive second half, actually. I have to say, I mentioned before the goal, a couple of lovely touches from the Frenchman, and Barcelona have to come again if they're going to go top of La Liga tonight, as they lose possession on the halfway line, but unfairly, says the referee, a foul by the aforementioned Thomas Lamar on Frankie de Jong, and it will be a free kick to Barcelona. First touch for Balde down this near side, who's come on in place of Gerard Martin, who, the birthday boy, turns 24 next week, and it's Alejandro Balde who's come in place of him. I thought that Girona were planning a couple of changes as well, but I just wonder whether that goal has changed things, because there were definitely 2 Girona players getting ready on the touchline around the same time as those Barcelona players were being readied, and they seem to have disappeared now. So whether Miguel Sanchez has changed his mind, just decided to stick with things for a little bit longer now with his team being level, as Barca go long. And the ball is towards Balde, but it's good defensive work and cleared well by Zigankov out towards this near side. Barcelona will retrieve on the halfway line though, and they retrieve in the form of Eric Garcia, who plays it out towards the inside right position, and Jules Koundé down the line it goes to Lamine Yamal. On it goes, Jules Koundé, there's the cross, headed clear at the near post. Good clearance as well by Daley Blind for Girona. A little bit of head tennis over on the far side. It comes down in favour of Lamine Yamal. Infield to Frankie de Jong, about 40 yards from goal. Square to his left. Here's Lopez, loops one out towards this near side. Held up, back in field again to Lopez. Lopez working space for the shot, gets the shot in. It's blocked, but it'll fall kindly for Barca. Down this near side, here's Rooney. And he goes back in the end to Balde. So the changes down this left-hand side for Barcelona. Clearly Hansi Flick thought it wasn't working between Gerard Martin and Rafinha. It's worked out towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. And it's Lamine Yamal. There's the overlap for Jules Koundé. Drills it across the 6-yard area. Push clear by the goalkeeper at the near post. And they've managed to smuggle it clear. Girona towards the halfway line, and rushing out of his goal is Juan Garcia to set Barcelona on their way again. Down the right-hand side, that combination of Jules Koundé and Lamine Yamal. Infield to De Jong. De Jong goes back out towards the far touchline again, and Jules Koundé. Lamine Yamal is over there, screaming for it, gets it. On it goes to Frankie de Jong, held up by Lamar. Turned up in the central position now has Lamine Yamal. Goes low out towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. Played across the edge of the 18-yard line where Lamine Yamal is, just outside the D. And eventually they've recycled back out towards his left-hand side. Fermin Lopez. Now Balde, left-hand side of the penalty area. Two white shirts around him. Has to go back to Lopez. Lopez square to his right, and Kubasi. Lamine Yamal scoops one in. It's not a bad one as well. And in the end, I think it came off the last touch. Came off a defender. It came off a Girona player, and it was on target. And it had to be saved by Paulo Gazzaniga. And indeed it was. Yeah, the last touch, I think, came off of Vita Reese, who may well have injured himself in the process. It's that double change. Anyways, they are going to make these changes, Girona. And Beltran is one of the ones coming on. 21-3. Brian Gill's coming off. Had a good first half. Joel Rocker is also coming on. So it's a double change. And the first is Gill. Brian Gill, who had a really good first half. He turned 25 last week to Gill. He's been quiet in the second half, but certainly the first half, he had a good first 45. He's replaced by Joel Rocker. And, well, that's quite a surprising one. Lamar is being replaced by Beltran. Well, Lamar, who got the goal, and he's had a really good second half, actually, has Thomas Lamar. He's replaced by Fran Beltran. So it's a couple of changes apiece. We're midway through the second half. It's Girona 1, Barcelona 1. As it stands, Real Madrid will remain top of La Liga, a point clear of Hansi Flick's men as Girona go long. And that's going to be picked up by Zigankov, right side of the penalty area. Nice ball in field as well, towards the right side of the penalty area. Cross comes in. It's a dangerous one. There's the header. Oh, what an opportunity at the far post. And the header, what an introduction that would have been. It was Joel Rocker arriving at the far post. And it's a really tame header. He should have done better. He got it on target. I'll certainly give him that. But all he could do was head it into the grateful arms of Juan Garcia. And Barca have it again with Kubasi inside the centre circle. Onto Frankie de Jong. Finds Lamine Yamal over on that far side. Back down the line to Jules Koundé. Finds Kubasi just outside the centre circle, inside the Girona half. Got to be careful not to retreat too much and play too defensively here, Girona. It's looped out towards this near side. Beautifully brought down as well for Barcelona by Rooney. Gets the cross in. Terrible cross straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. That was a real opportunity. Robert Lewandowski is being readied, by the way, for Barca. I would assume he's going to come on in place of Ferran Torres, who's had a very quiet evening. But here come Girona. Is there more in this game for them than just the one goal? Can they try and find the winner here? All expectations are on Barca trying to find the winner. But here comes Girona, low ball into the box. Kubasi gets it clear, and it falls kindly for Jules Koundé, who can clear for the visitors. Over the halfway line it goes by Frankie de Jong. Long one towards Torres, edge of the penalty area. That's going to be dealt with easily by Daley Blind, and the Dutchman brings it forward towards the halfway line. Now Ivan Martin. Again, Barca playing that high line. There's loads of space down this near side if they can switch play towards Sigankov on the right-hand side. Here it comes, scooped out to Sigankov. Pokes it on towards the edge of the right-hand side of the penalty area. Low ball cut to Sigankov. This is good from Girona. Gets the shot in, and it's a tame effort to the right of the D, which is a comfortable save for Juan Garcia. So next time the ball goes out of play, I think we're going to see the Polish marksman, Robert Lewandowski. 37 now, Lewandowski. Hasn't been so involved this season for Barca. He also has had his injury issues and been in and out of the side. As Barcelona have possession midway inside their own half. Jules Koundé infield to Eric Garcia. Olmo ahead of him inside the centre circle, but he goes out to this near side. Here's Balde. Balde has got company with Rooney over on that far side. Lewandowski waits. Looks as if Girona are planning a change as well. And keep an eye on that one as Barca go long. And towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. It's a first-time touch. It's a difficult one there for Balde. He managed to get his left foot on it and just direct it in towards the penalty area, but it was straight into the arms of Paulo Gazzaniga, who wastes no time at all in bowling that ball out and setting Girona on the way again. They've made it quite clear they're going to go for it. Slip through towards the left-hand side of the penalty area here for Girona. This is an opportunity. Shot comes in, save. It must be 2-1. Oh, that's an incredible save from the goalkeeper. And surely the ball's going to end up in the back of the net, and it has. But it's been ruled out. Well, push on the goalkeeper. The last touch, Joel Rocker. Well, there was one shot that was initially saved. It then looked, it was an incredible moment. It was slipped through towards Ivan Martin. And in fact, as he plays it across, it's saved by the goalkeeper, but then the follow-up, there was an incredible save. The follow-up by Van Aert was somehow saved. He was in an offside position, though, Vladislav Van Aert, so even before the foul, it would have been ruled out. He got the shot in. It's an incredible save by the goalkeeper. As the ball then came back, header back towards goal, and Van Aert, I think it's Van Aert, or it might be Ivan Martin, actually. No, it was Ivan Martin, rushed into the goalkeeper. The ball ended up in the back of the net, but he pushed in. But there were two issues there. One was that Vladislav Van Aert was in an offside position, and Ivan Martin also pushed into the goalkeeper. Changes are afoot for both sides. Both teams intent on trying to find the winner. And Ario's coming on for Barca. Eric Garcia's evening is over. And it is Ferran Torres, and he is replaced by Robert Lewandowski. Well, I thought that Girona were making a change as well. Maybe they're just holding back on that one. Lewandowski is called upon again by his team to try and find a vital goal here. 10 goals this season for Lewandowski, which is nothing compared to what he's used to scoring, of course, and has scored over the years for Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. Low ball out from Jan Garcia then. Here's Balde. And it goes towards his near side, and Rooney goes back to the goalkeeper, and that'll be a foul for that challenge by, I think it was the number 8, indeed it was, Fran Beltran. It's pretty much the first involvement he's had since coming off the bench. He concedes the free kick. So free kick to Barca, midway inside their own half. Here's Frankie de Jong. Finds Kubasi. Now Balde down this near side. 3 white shirts around him. Back in field to Frankie de Jong again. Sweeps it back to Jules Koundé right inside of the centre circle. Closed down as to go back towards this near side, and Kubasi again. Now Balde, first touch a little bit heavy, and the second touch is terrible, straight to white shirt. Now, can they take advantage? Ball slip forward. This is trouble for Barcelona. Rocker inside the penalty area, gets the shot in, and it's gone wide of the goalkeeper's right-hand post. Did Juan Garcia get a touch? I think he did. Well, the first question is, was he onside as it was slipped through? I think he was, you know. I think he was onside. Right inside of the penalty area, takes it inside the penalty area, drills it towards the far post, and Juan Garcia just stretches out a leg, hits his leg, goes behind for a corner. What an opportunity for Girona to take the lead. It's a brilliant save, it has to be said, by the goalkeeper. But Roca will be disappointed. Corner then from the far side, corner out of play. It's on a knife edge, this one. It could go either way. Both teams intent on trying to find the winner. Can Girona get their nose in front? Oh, it's a poor corner, really poor. Doesn't beat the first man. Cleared out towards the far side. They do still have possession, Girona. And they're going to swing one back into the penalty area. Well, they want to throw in because the ball's come off of Jules Koundé over on that far side. Throw in is taken. Midway inside the Barcelona half. And it's going to be another corner as it's come off of Jules Koundé. And they get the opportunity to get a decent delivery into the box because the last corner was terrible from the far side. And the fans packed into this little 14,000 seated stadium are licking their lips really about the last 15 minutes or so. That's a terrible, it wasn't the terrible corner this time, it was a short corner and then the cross came in, and that was even worse than the original corner. It just loops over the bar and behind for a goal kick to Barcelona. Barcelona coming forward now with De Jong back to the edge of his own penalty area, and Ario, and the Uruguayan plays it out to Frankie de Jong over on the far side, over the halfway it comes. 1-2 between Frankie de Jong and Lamine Yamal. Goes back to Ario again with the peroxide hair over the halfway line it comes. Here's Balde. Cuts in field and then finds Frankie de Jong again, left hand side of the centre circle. Now Dani Olmo. Jules Koundé. Koundé just holds it up and then goes back into the centre circle with Ario. Kubasi low out towards the left hand touchline. Barcelona threatening again. Rooney. Back it goes to Kubasi. It's all very pedestrian at the moment from Barcelona. No panic yet, I guess. Still 13 minutes plus stoppage time to try and find a winner. Here's Balde. Low ball in towards the penalty area, and the shot at the near post is comfortable for the goalkeeper. Rooney, left-footed, didn't get the connection he wanted, and it was a simple save in the end for Gazzaniga. It was a lovely ball, slipped through though initially by Alejandro Balde. Now it's Girona coming forward. We switch to the right-hand side as they now look for the winner. Jules Koundé back there defending. Cross comes in and it doesn't beat the goalkeeper at the near post. Rushing in at the far post was Zigankov, who wanted another tap in similar to the one Thomas Lamar got to get them level, but it never came through to him. Now Frankie de Jong's having his shirt pulled. He continues though down this near side. Good refereeing. He's allowed the play continue because Barcelona are on their way down this left-hand side with Rooney. Rooney, 1-2 between himself and Frankie de Jong. Surely that would be a free kick. No, it won't. The referee's allowed that one to go. And Girona have it. He's letting a lot go, to be fair, the referee. And now it's Ivan Martin. Clips one over towards the left-hand side for Girona. They're still just inside their own half, and in fact they've gone all the way back towards the edge of their penalty area. Daley Blind laid off towards the left-hand side by Ivan Martin. Played long down the line by Fran Beltran, but it's only going to find Ario, and Ario can bring it forward for Barcelona. Leaves it for Dani Olmo. On it goes to Frankie de Jong in the inside right position, out towards the right-hand touchline. Here's Lamine Yamal. Rides one challenge, rides another, goes back to Dani Olmo. Switch through to Lamine Yamal again inside the penalty area. So many white shirts around him. And in the end, it's gone through for a goal kick, is it? I thought it came off of a Girona player, I'll be honest. And Lamine Yamal is remonstrating with Cesar Sotogrado, the referee. But it's gone behind. And according to the referee, it's a goal kick. Just looking at a replay of it now. Oh, 100% it's a corner. It definitely came off Daley Blind. I don't know how the referee hasn't seen that one. It was clear as mud, that one. I'm quite surprised, actually, that the referee hasn't gone back and booked the Girona player for the shirt pulling earlier in that move where he allowed play to continue. But on it went. There's a change that I haven't told you about for the hosts, and that is that Echeverry, the number 14, has come on and replaced Van Aert, the number 19. Dani Olmo now is coming off for Barcelona. They're making another change, and they're bringing on Marc Bernal. the number 22. So that's it for Barcelona. That's their 5 changes made. They've got Bordet, they've got Rooney, they've got Bernal, they've got Lewandowski, they've got Ario on, and it's 3 changes so far for the visitors. Here come Barca, edge of the penalty area, clipped on, and that'll be cleared long for the hosts by Martinez, who goes long, but Jules Koundé retrieves for Barcelona right inside of the centre circle. Ario now inside that centre circle. And what have Barcelona got left? He is just inside the Girona half. Is Rooney out towards the near side? It goes. Lopez 1-2 between himself and the number 19 Rooney. Rooney goes back to Jules Koundé. And Barcelona are camped inside the Girona half, trying to find this winner with 10 minutes left to play. Rooney goes out towards Jules Koundé in the inside right position. Lamine Yamal is hugging the touchline over that far side. It eventually goes out to the teenager. Ball on his left foot. Low towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Wants the ball back over on the far side, but in the end it's poked back to Jules Koundé. Koundé down the line. Lamine Yamal again. There's the overlap for Jules Koundé. Down towards the byline he goes. He's stopped, he's held up, has to go back to Lamine Yamal again. It's very congested over on that far side. Barcelona are going to work it towards the left-hand side of it. It's clipped in towards the far post, headed clear and out towards the far side. Jules Koundé will retrieve it for Barcelona. Good strong work by him. Low ball into the box this time. Cleared at the near post and then lashed clear by Daley Blind out towards this near side for Girona. And they've gifted the ball straight back to Barcelona. There comes the cross and it's headed clear at the far post for Girona. And they'll get it clear long now, the hosts. There's the volley from out towards the far side by Kubasi. Barca coming again. Shot comes in. That one's blocked. And it's it's just absolutely anywhere will do at the moment for Girona as they get it clear. This time it's Vitor Reis getting it clear. But all he's done is play it straight to Fermin Lopez, and Barcelona on their way again. Played low out towards the inside right position to Jules Koundé. Eventually it finds Lamine Yamal right inside of the penalty area. Left-footed shot! Oh! Curling towards the far post, and it's wide of that far post. It is not very far wide of that far post from what I could see. Lamine Yamal curling it towards that far post. A couple of yards wide. Goal kick to Girona. 8 minutes left for play. Girona 1, Barcelona 1. As it stands, Barcelona will be a point behind Real Madrid at the top of La Liga. If they can find a goal without reply in the last 8 minutes plus stoppage time, it'll be they who will be a point clear at the top of La Liga. That's how close it is with what will be 14 games to go after tonight. Here's Bordet just shy of the halfway line for Barca. Infield it goes, and Rooney's seen plenty of the balls since he came on. Goes back to Ario inside the centre circle. Now it's the Swede again. Lost possession there though, sloppy from him, and it'll be a free kick as he tries to win the ball back for a foul on Sigankov. Holds up his hand to apologise. I think that's managed to prevent him from going into the referee's book, but it will be a free kick to Girona, and it's Girona that have had the big opportunity to take the lead. The game went to 1 apiece, 2 goals in 2 minutes. Pau Kubasi giving Barca lead in the 59th minute. Thomas Lemar with equaliser 2 minutes later. As Girona come down the left-hand side, they're going to get another free kick for a foul by Jules Koundé, and Jules Koundé is going to go into the book for that one. So the Frenchman becomes just the second player in the book. Eric Garcia had a yellow earlier. He's since gone off. It's the foul on Arnau Martinez, who was breaking down the left-hand side, the shirt pull. And it'll be Martinez himself. Oh, I thought it was going to be to take it, but he seems to have walked away now. He's placed the ball down and he's walked away, and he's going to leave it in the end for Viktor Sigankov. So the Ukrainian with this free kick midway inside the Barcelona half, few yards infield from the far touchline, the Girona left. It's going to be a left-footed delivery. In it comes. Clear towards the edge of the penalty area. And it might fall for a white shirt out towards the near side. It will. The shot comes in. It's a poor one, and they're a bit stretched here because they've lost possession. And Barcelona will try and break, but that's a really poor ball out of defence. And Girona will have it again on the halfway. Now, there was only one player up there, and that player was Fermin Lopez. Here comes Girona down the left-hand side now. Still got 3 players forward. It's going to be looped out towards this near side, but Lopez will clear that for Barcelona. Down the line it goes by Balde. It's a good ball as well. And here's Lewandowski, first touch for the pole. Cuts in field, he was fouled, I think, but the referee's allowed play to continue because Barca still have possession. Lamine Yamal tries to play it through low in towards the penalty area, but it's not going to find Marc Bernal, who've made the run forward. And again, Girona can clear as the clock continues to tick down here at the Estadi Municipal de Montilivi. Girona intent on playing out from the back. They've got to be careful here, but it's really good play actually from Vita Sigankov, and then he loses possession just as I say that. And Girona have got a free kick though for a foul by Lewandowski inside the D. He did lose possession. Played forward to Lewandowski. In fact, Lewandowski I think was in an offside position as that ball was played forward towards him. Indeed, he was. Looking at a replay of it. And we're inside the last 5 minutes now. And it's Girona 1, Barcelona 1. It's not the end of the world, I guess. A draw here for Barcelona tonight. It'll still leave the title race in their hands with 14 games to go. And that Classico to come in May at the revamped Nou Camp. Ball out of play down this near side. Barcelona have a throw in their left back position. And it'll be taken by Alejandro Balde. Balde appears to be taking his time for a team who appear to be rushing to try and find a winner. Eventually throws it on towards Lewandowski, loses possession now. Girona advancing towards the edge of the penalty area, just slightly overrun in the end by Echeverri. Has it again, Echeverri, plays it inside the penalty area. Might fall on the edge of the penalty area! Girona have taken the lead! Would you believe it? And it's Fran Beltran off the bench from inside the D, and Girona have turned this one around and they've thrown the La Liga title race on its head. They really have. It's Girona 2, Barcelona 1, and Fran Beltran off the bench has scored it. I don't think it was the cleanest of touches, the cleanest of strikes from the edge of the penalty area. But you know what? It's beaten Jean Garcia in that Barcelona goal, and Girona have a lead. It's a priceless lead, and it may be a priceless goal, not just for Girona, but also for Real Madrid. It's Girona 2, Barcelona 1. Barcelona claiming a free kick in the build-up.